What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. A lot of you always ask me, how do you do this in FL Studio? How do you do that in FL Studio? How did you, move those notes? Or how did you do this? How did you do that? I figured, let me make a video called FL Studio Heat Hacks. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys 5 tips to speed up your workflow in FL Studio. So yeah, I don't wanna do too much talk. I wanna give you guys these tips so that you can start moving in FL Studio, moving quicker, moving faster in there. All right, with these hacks, I do hope that I inspire you guys to go create. If you're feeling the video and you like the tips and you got something from them, make sure you comment below #heat hacks. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into these heat hacks for FL Studio. Let's go. All right, everybody, so here we are. I'm not showing myself right now. Basically, what I'm going to talk about first is nudging. So nudging is a great tool that I use in FL Studio. Nudging allows me to move these, even like the patterns and things like that. I can nudge those off time. And what I mean by nudging is when you zoom in, you can see that this isn't on the actual bar that it's supposed to be on. There's a bar here and it's supposed to snap with the bar. But when I turn my snap off to none, I can basically move, the audio or the MIDI clip or whatever. I can move it without interrupting anything. You know what I mean? So I'll show you kind of what nudging sounds like or does. I use nudging to even just get the bounce, to feel a little bit better. So this is what the beat sounds like. The sample is nudged off time. So when I hover over this, if you look in the top left corner here under the beat name, you can see right here that this is off 16 notches. Basically, you would use shift and an arrow key. Let me highlight all this stuff here. So when I highlight this, and when you use the shift and the arrow key, so I can go shift over, or I can go shift up, or I can go shift down or back over. So I'm going to show you really quick what it would sound like if the sample was on point and not off, nudged off. Now, as you can hear, it just sounds so robotic. It's like really on point. But when I go and I nudge it, and I'll even play it while I'm nudging it so that you can hear the difference as I'm going. Let's hear it as I nudge, and I'm gonna nudge in increments of 3. So right there, I'm already nudged shift right arrow over 6 times, and you can see it in the corner change as well as I'm doing it. Hover over one of these notes and then boom, it's nudging. I'm gonna put it back to where I had it at 16. That is nudging. So nudging is shift and the arrow key, any arrow key, even if you want to go up or go down, you can use it on anything. If you're in the playlist and you got something here and you're like, yo, I don't want that to be there on that track, you can just highlight everything and then you can just go shift down, move it over if you need to. So that's nudging. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is adding a single channel to the mixer. So when you're here and you have your step sequencer up, sometimes you want to add things to the mixer on the fly. You can either click the channel that you want to add, and you can hit the track button here. You can move this up and down to whatever channel you want it to be on the mixer, or close that. You don't have to touch anything. All you have to do is press Control and L. Boom. And as you can see right here, it sent it right to mixer track 10. That's pretty much how you do it. So you just click the green here, you click whatever channel you want, and you hit Control L, and it sends it right to the mixer. Now, this is a very, very big one that I teach this to all of my friends, all of my collabs. This is one thing that you guys may know, but it's very, very imperative that you do this whenever you are making any type of beat. That is saving your project. You want to save your FL Studio project, and when you save your FL Studio project, you want to save it with all of your sounds. You can't save VSTs because not everyone has the same VSTs, but I'm going to show you a very cool trick or a very cool way to save your beats so that you have all of the audio, because as you see, I have a lot of audio in here, and any audio, even in this thing here, it saves everything. If you got audio in Edison, it saves everything. So what you do is you go to File, Save As, and as you can see, I already have it. So I'm going to make a new folder, Desktop. You make a brand new folder, and you want to do this with every single beat that you make. Make a brand new folder. We'll call it the name, False Idols as the beat name. Just hit enter, go into that folder. It's already named. I hit save. All right, it's going to save this FLP. It's just an FLP. Now, how do we get the audio there? Go to File, Export, like you're about to bounce this beat down to MP3, but instead you go to Project Data Files. And when you do that, it automatically is set to the folder that you have this beat saved in. So you want to save it as first, make your folder, save the beat first, and then do Export Project Data Files. Boom, you save it. It's saved all the audio that's in this session right in this folder, as you can see. Every single piece of audio that's from that session is right here. So that is how you save your beats. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you guys is bouncing MIDI to audio. So bouncing MIDI to audio, when you have a VST that's just taking up all of the CPU, we want to make that MIDI track into audio. That way we don't have to run that VST. So let's say Fruity Slicer was giving me problems. It was crackling, yada, yada, yada. The Fruity Slicer pattern is on pattern 1. Click pattern 1, it'll change it back to the MIDI. When you click the audio, it changes it back to the audio. If you click an automation track, it'll take you to automation. When we click the channel, or I mean the track that we want, the MIDI track, we right click, quick render as audio clip. When we click that, it automatically bounces that down as audio, and it's right here now. Now, do understand that if you have any effects on the track, turn the effects off, turn the volume back up on your mixer to the normal level, and then bounce it to audio. Send this audio to the mixer track that your original, sound was on, which is number 2 for me. So I would send it to number 2, and then I would turn my effects back on, turn the volume back up, and then everything will be on point. All right, so the last one here this is one that I get a lot. This one here is basically people want to know how I, am able to play my kick and my snare on different, keys of my keyboard, right? Let's say you have a keyboard and that's all you have. You don't have pads, you don't have an MPD or anything like that. The workaround for that is going to options, going to MIDI settings, and then right here where it says Omni Preview MIDI channel, you set that to 1. When you set that to 1, now that gives me the chance or the option to play. Now I can play all the sounds that are on the step sequencer here, just from one key. So if I want to do my kick and my snare, I can do that. So playing each sound on the keyboard, I can do that now. Whatever one at any time, because it's all assigned to a key on the keyboard. And every time you add, a new sound here or a new channel, it goes to the next key. So the next sound will be the next key after the last, track here. So like I got my snare, and then I have the sample loop here. And that is how you assign the channels to keys on the MIDI keyboard, so you can play them one by one. All right, everyone. Those are the 5 heat hacks. Pretty soon I'll have another 5 more heat hacks for you guys, but, don't want to overwhelm you with too many tricks, because then you'll be trying to use it all and then you'll forget the other ones. So yeah, we won't waste our time with trying to give you too many tricks. All right. If this is your first time watching, guys, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Please turn on all notifications. OK, and then follow me on Instagram at TheyCallMeHeat. Follow me on Twitter at _TheyCallMeHeat. Facebook.com/TheyCallMeHeat, or just search Producer Young Heat and you'll find me. All right. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I hope that I inspired you guys to go create. OK. Appreciate you guys watching. I will see you in the next video. I'm out of here.